Now, how do we divide up the market? We categorize customers into different categories. Demographic categories, social categories, and financial categories. And even plenty of other categories. And what's great is we can find a lot of this information out nowadays through the click of a button on the internet, through census, through surveys. But the question now becomes, how do we narrow down these segments? How narrow do you want to go? The more narrow we categorize our customers, the more directly we can reach them. And now you can specialize, and you can show them, look, I really know what I'm doing in this area, and that really reaches them. That makes them say, this guy understands me, he can come in, he got the job right the first time around, and I don't have to pay too much for it. Okay, so now that we have these demographics, what we can do is we can divide up our customers, and there are 4 different strategies we can take here. Segmentation is one of them. It's the most general way to divide up your customers. You can say, oh, I have a certain amount of this people with this financial income, the median financial income, and a low financial income. You could do a local strategy, and this is reaching a local group of customers. And this is what the owner of Dr. Frigid did before he owned that company. He had a company called LV Repairs. And his local strategy was to market to Long Island City and to Manhattan. And he reached those customers. He knew the culture of those people in those areas. And that's what allowed him to promote his business so well, because he understood them socially. Then we have niche marketing, which is reaching customers who want a specific service or product. And when the owner of Dr. Frigid decided to switch over to Dr. Frigid from LV, this is what he kind of started to do. He realized, I'm one of the first guys who have ever installed ductless split units, and I'm going to use that to my advantage. And not many contractors were doing that at the time, and he used that as a niche strategy. And a lot of customers that he was getting were people who couldn't fit central air units in their home. They had great upstairs space, but there was just no way to run ducts all the way downstairs. And this was a great option for them, and that's where he made most of his money. Then there's a term that we use in marketing called customerization. It's a fancy term that we use, basically means customization. And it's reaching customers who want specific things tailored to their specifications. And we kind of do that to some extent at this point. We have to tailor every installation to every person's home. But the question becomes, how far are you willing to go for the customer? And how are you going to communicate this to them? That's something that you have to devise as part of your business strategy. Now, what should HVAC companies do? Again, I spoke about local, reaching customers in the Phoenix Valley. Do you want to just hit the Phoenix Valley? Do you want to just hit Mesa? Do you want to just hit Gilbert or Chandler or Tempe? They all have different income levels, and you can find their census information online on the web. Niche marketing, do the same thing Dr. Frigid did, reaching customers only interested in ductless split units. Or you can customize, reaching customers who want customized HVAC service. They want 2 or 3 units zoned in different areas of their home. Not every customer is going to want this. It depends on how highly customized they're going to want it. Now, where do we go from here? We know which customers we want to target now, and this is based on the services that we provide. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to add value to that, because that's ultimately what makes us money. And then later on we're going to figure out how we're going to provide this value and how we're going to communicate it. And now this is a pretty important slide that most people take advantage of in the HVAC industry. They don't recognize their company name as a brand. And it is a brand. Do you have a brand? What is it? Of course you should have a brand. It's your image. It's everything that you are. It represents your company, the value that you provide to customers. That's your profit right there. Think about it. What if you had a standard labor cost and you couldn't provide any extra service or any extra emotional value to customers just through your brand name alone, then they would just pay you all a standard rate. But you have names for a reason. They're valuable, and that's something that you need to take advantage of. customers pay more because of brands. Look at Nike, Microsoft, and Disney. Why do customers pay more for these items than they do for other items? It's because they have the name Nike, Microsoft, and Disney, and it's associated with positive things. And we need to do the same thing for our companies. Same thing applies to us. Think of companies like Trane. It's hard to stop a train. How do you associate the name Trane? It's a strong name. Quality over everything else. You know you're getting a quality product from Trane just from the name of it. Emerson, solving problems. Emerson, you know you're going to get a product from Emerson that's going to solve your problem. And that's where all the value comes in, and that's why customers are paying more for those brands than they are for say another brand. Now, how do we make our HVAC brand name more valuable in the eyes of our customers? Well, these are a few of my recommendations. First one is be honest. Now, Reason is going to show customers that it's worth paying more money for higher quality. That's just the way it goes. Most people, when they go shopping, either are going to drop a lot of money and they realize that they're not going to need to spend more down the line. Example, I spent $1,000 on a computer just recently, but this computer is going to last me for 10 years. And I realized that, and I paid more for it because of that. Now, also, we're going to give customers a choice. Do you want low-end or do you want high-end units? I see you pointing. You didn't pay for anything. Give customers a choice. Low-end or high-end. You know, we're going to have customers of all different financial backgrounds, and they're going to want all their different options, and they'll come to the choice themselves. But as long as you present them, then they feel like you're showing some kind of respect towards them, and they'll eventually wind up going with you over, let's say, somebody else who's just offering them one thing. Also, be good at what you do. Attend things like this. Attend training and trade shows. It's good to be up on your skills. And the more you can demonstrate this to customers, the better. It makes you look good. Be courteous to customers. Lay down carpets, rugs, or blankets, I should say, over the rugs, or over the couches, or over the beds. Wherever you're drilling holes, clean up after your mess. They really respect this, and then they'll recommend you to their friends because they know that you're clean, that you're going to treat their friends with respect because you treated them with respect, and it's just going to wind up giving you more business. Be genuine and sincere. And this goes along with the whole honesty. There may be a situation where, let's say, you would even put the low-end unit in your home. You know, we all know you want to make more profit, but at the same time, if you're genuine and sincere with your customer, they're going to respect that, and then that'll ultimately drive up the value of your brand. Be professional. It would be nice for you to go in there and look appropriate and to take the time to sit down and speak with them. Customers appreciate that. And these are all things that we could do to make our brand more valuable. It's where your image comes from, and doing these things are ultimately going to create loyal people who are going to recommend you, and those are going to be the people who are going to be more profitable. Now, we're going to start providing the value. And you already know how to provide value to some extent in the HVAC industry. You all know how to fix HVAC equipment. But there are other aspects that you should consider, such as relationships with your suppliers, how long will it take to do a job, and which job is really the right one to do.